So it's been around 3 months since my last video on the top savings accounts in the market, and last time we had savings accounts nearly to 3%, but now things have changed obviously because of the Fed rates and the cuts and all this fancy stuff. But that's why I'm gonna be reviewing everything today and going over the top 5 savings accounts in the market right now, ranging from 2.30% to 2.50%. And yes, I know about PNC Bank and I know about all these other places like, the credit unions like offering 4% and 5%, but I want to stick to something that's more like for everyone out there and not just for the exclusive few. Okay, so that's why in this video I'm going to be going over the top 5 that anyone can join and get a very good rate on. So guys, if you guys don't know me, my name is TommyBryson. I'm an accountant. I upload videos every single day. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notified. On top of that, do me a favor, hit the like button, we appreciate it. And here's a question for you guys, okay? Why are you guys saving money for? Comment down below, let me know. And also, what do you think a good rate for interest APY on a savings account actually is? Comment down below, let me know. And if you ask me, guys, everyone talks about what's the APY? What is this? And then they deposit like $50 and just leave it in there. The main point is this: what are you saving money for? And what I'm saving money for is for real estate. And I think a good APY or interest on the account is actually anywhere above 2% is pretty good. Because again, the entire point is you want to fight inflation, because a savings account is not an investment, okay? So you want to fight inflation. Anything above 2% is pretty good if you ask me. Now that we covered that, let's go over the top 5 savings accounts in the market right now. Now, I'm going to start from lowest to highest, being that the last one is going to be one of the highest. Now, I was surprised when I called in to one of these places and they said, hey, yeah, we're actually offering 2.50% and there is no catch, okay? But there kind of is a catch. I'm going to tell you guys later on. But for right now, let's start with the most basic one and the most lowest one, which is right now Brio Bank Direct or Brio Direct. Well, they're offering around 2.30%, but a lot of the details to the account are kind of like, I don't really know, because they don't really say it on the website. So I'm going to be calling them in right now and asking them a few questions for like 3 minutes. That's it. I don't want to talk to them about them trying to sell me something else. I just want to get to the point and get straight into it. Okay, so let's call them in right now. By the way, I have the link down below for Brio Bank, and I also have the phone number down below for Brio Bank. If you want to talk to them, you can yourself. And again, these links are not affiliated, so I don't get paid when you register for one thing over the next thing. That's not my goal here. Okay, so let's call in right now and talk to them and see exactly what's going on.
Thank you for calling Brio Direct Client Support. Please remain on the line and a client support representative will be with you momentarily.
That's a 1-minute hold so far, and something that I've noticed is whenever I call like more local banks, I get like literally a 3-second hold and no robots or anything like that, because local banks are more small, and I think I appreciate that a little bit more than big banks, kind of like big banks like this where they take a long time to answer the call. So again, 1-minute hold. Let's keep waiting to see exactly what happens.
Thank you for holding. Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Alright guys, so I tried calling in and I waited on the line for around a total of around 5 minutes. The rules say that after that, I'm not waiting anymore. Customer service taking too long. Plus, it's around like 12 p.m. in New York City. No one's calling you, so why aren't you guys answering on a Thursday, So that's kind of weird for me. But again, Brio Bank works for Sterling Bank and they're offering around 2.30%. Now, since they're not working with like multiple banks, it means that the FDIC insurance is only up to $250,000. There's no minimums or anything like that. But on top of that, guys, the customer service, no one answered, so there you go with that. But in reality, they'll offer you 2.30%, no monthly fees, 6 withdrawals per month, and the minimum, there's no minimum here. Like, that's what I can see on the website. That's why I try to call it in, because the website is super vague. It's super vague. They don't tell you anything, and you can open the account with $25 to actually start. So there is a minimum, I guess, of $25, but everything else is kind of just that. On top of that, when I go to the app, they do have a pretty good app with a pretty good reviews and stuff like that, but I can tell that the app is like more like old-fashioned. So in reality, you do get 2.30%, which is like, it's decent, it's pretty good. It's not the highest out there, but the service is like, okay, you might not get put through. On top of that, you don't know when they're gonna answer, and it's only up to $250,000 compared to all the other banks out there offering $1 million now. So there you go, Brio Bank, 2.30%. Again, I have the links down below and also the customer service number. You might get lucky because I didn't get lucky, and they made me wait for around like 5 minutes. I'll never get that time back, okay? Now, number 2, we also have Vio Bank. I'm going to try to call them in also and see if they answer, because Vio Bank has been very competitive for a while now, because back in the days, like 3 months ago, they were competing with Wealthfront to actually have the top spots, but, you know, after things happened, Wealthfront gone down, and now Vio Bank is still standing strong at 2.42%. Now, I'm going to call in and ask them all the details about the accounts, just so you guys can hear it from the horse's mouth. So here we go. Let's call in.
Thank you for calling Vio Bank.
Thank you for calling Vio Bank. This is... How can I help you?
Hey, my name is TommyBryson. I'm just calling in today to ask some questions about the entire savings accounts, if that's cool with you.
Okay, yeah.
Awesome. So I noticed you guys are offering is it 2.42%? Is that correct?
2.42% APY. That is correct.
Okay, awesome. And are there any fees associated with the account whatsoever? Any fees?
No, the only fees you'll have to worry about is there is a 6 withdrawal limit a month.
Okay.
And after that 6 withdrawal, there's a $10 fee for every withdrawal after that.
Okay.
There also is a $5 a month paper statement fee, but you can go around that by opting for the paperless.
Okay. Awesome. So, okay, and on top of that, so it sounds like you guys only use like one bank for the FDIC insurance, so I'm guessing it's up to $250,000, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, awesome. And do you also get a debit card with the account, or is it just like more like a savings and that's it?
It's just a savings account, and unfortunately we don't offer the debit card for those.
Alright, and there's no special requirements like when it comes to like deposits or anything like that? Like how much money do I need to start?
There is an initial minimum of $100
Okay.
to open the account.
Okay.
But after that, once the account is open, as long as there's a positive balance in the account, it will remain open.
Okay, awesome. So it sounds like 2.42% or 2.42% on the APY, no monthly fees, just the statements and stuff like that. And if you go like over the 6, because that's like federal regulation, like you get charged like $10 on top of that, and the minimum is like $100 just to start. But then after that, there's nothing else, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Awesome.
There is a minimum transfer limit for transfers initiated on our website after you've created your account. That is $25,000 a day, and that goes up to $100,000 a month.
Okay. Okay, awesome. All right, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Okay. You're welcome, man. What did you say your name was again?
I'm Tommy.
Tommy. Okay. Well, thank you for calling.
All right, thank you. All right, so there you go. Vio Bank, pretty good. Answer the call less than 1 minute. I love this, you know. And on top of that, the guy knew what he was talking about. And here you go, guys. You have a 2.42% APY. Not crazy high, but it's very decent, and they're very competitive because they've been competing with Wealthfront for a long time, and they've been standing their ground at 2.42, and that's pretty good if you ask me. No debit card, but again, it's more like a savings account, not like oh, I'm gonna use my debit card for this, you know. It's like more like saving, you know. So there you go. I like this one. I didn't like it that much back then, but now I kind of came around to it because again, 2.42% is pretty decent. Customer service is great, so I like this one. So far, so good. Let's go over to number 3, and number 3 is actually CFG Community Bank. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I actually called them in before making this video, and I talked to one of the people, so I can't call back to that specific branch because they only have around 3 branches, but they do offer 2.50% with a minimum and 2.36% with no minimum. So we're gonna call in right now so you guys can hear straight from the horse's mouth so you guys actually believe me. Okay, so let's call in right now. Oh, and you're probably wondering, Tommy, why aren't you like lying about your name and stuff like that? I think at this point they know who I am. They probably have my number recorded. So, and again, this is like more like a savings account. So if it's like more like, oh, I'm gonna expose you video, then I'll definitely like say like a different name. But for this video, like all these like bank accounts here, they're pretty decent, except the first one that didn't really answer, which is Brio Bank. But Vio Bank, Brio Bank, Vio Bank did a great job, and I like it so far. So let's go to number 3. All right, so I'm gonna call into the Baltimore. There you go.
Thank you for calling CFG Community Bank. This is how may I help you?
Nice to meet you. So my name is TommyBryson. I'm just calling in today to talk a little bit about the money market account you guys are offering.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
How can I assist you with that, sir?
Okay, awesome. So I'm just calling in to get some information. Like, what can you tell me about the entire account? Like, what's the APY and stuff like that? How does it work?
Gotcha. 1 second. Let me. So the way the money market works, so it's $1,000 minimum to open the account.
Okay.
And if you do for the minimum daily balance to obtain an annual percentage yield,
Yeah.
it would be 25,000 plus. And
To get what APY? To get what APY?
the APY is 2.50.
Okay. And what's the regular one?
The regular,
Yeah.
you said?
Yeah, the regular.
2.36.
2.36. Okay, awesome. And are there any limits to how much money I can withdraw?
I think the limit is 250,000.
Okay. But how many how many times can I withdraw like per month?
Per month. Let me see for you. 5,000. Yes, sir. 5,000.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You said I can you said I can withdraw up to $5,000 per month?
Yes, sir.
So for example, if I deposited $250,000 today, like how would I get my money back?
Let me ask my supervisor about that question, sir. 1 second.
Okay. Alright, so I'll be honest with you guys, I called in a different bank, and I called in over at Minneapolis, and the woman that answered me, she knew all the information, and he's kind of like more like fidgety and stuff like that. I'm gonna talk to his manager, maybe I'll get better answers there, but like he's saying a whole bunch of wrong stuff, so I'm gonna see what's going on here exactly, because this is not accurate information.
Okay, sir. Sorry, the number is 30,000 per month.
Okay.
In a month.
Okay.
And if you want to get your money back, it would be through a wire, an ACH, and a check. Or
Okay.
a check, sir.
Okay, awesome. I understand now. And for example, since it is a savings account, do you guys have any rules when it comes to how many times per month can I take money out?
How many times per month you can take money out? Sorry.
Yeah.
Should be. Okay. You said yes.
Yeah. How many times?
Okay, gotcha. Sorry, it should be on my end. 6 transactions.
Okay, 6
month.
transactions per month. Okay, awesome. And you said up to $250,000 on FDIC Insurance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and just to summarize anything, do you guys have a debit card over there?
Do we have debit cards?
Yeah.
No.
Is there, okay, so if I come in the branch, can I get a debit card, or is it like online, no debit card? How does that work?
If you come into the branch, can you get a debit card?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Okay. And is there a promotion where
It's like an ATM card.
okay, and I have access to my savings account through that card also, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. And for example, whenever I register online, is there a promotion like if I go to the branch or online, is it the same thing?
It's free. Wait, can you repeat that question?
Okay,
Sorry.
so no problem. So for example, is there a difference between like if I register online or at the branch? Are there any pros to registering at the branch versus the online?
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Sorry.
Okay, awesome. So for example, if I register online and I sign up for everything, can you guys like send me a debit card to my house?
Can we send you a debit card to your house?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, we should be able to do that. Yes, sir.
Okay, and do I get free checks like if I register online, or is it just like at the branch?
You can register online or the branch. You can do both.
Yeah, but do I get free checks when I register online?
Hold on 1 second, sir.
Alright, as you guys can tell, I'm guiding this conversation because he doesn't know what he's talking about, but I'll tell you guys later after the call. But basically, if you sign up online, you don't get a debit card. If you sign up on the branch, you do get a debit card. If you sign up on the branch, you actually get 10 checks for free, but if you sign up through online, you don't get checks.
The debit card or check writing privileges that have to be in the bank. In the branch.
Okay, so it does have to be in the branch. So just to summarize everything here, bro, basically we have a 2.50 APY card, savings accounts, but the minimum is $25,000, and to get started you need $1,000, and if it's not 25K, then it's 2.36, right? and on top of that, you get 6 withdrawals transactions per month, and you guys have $250,000 FDIC insurance. If you do at the branch, you get 10 checks for free, and also you also get a debit card at the branch, but no debit card, no checks if you do it online. Does it sound good?
Yes, sir. You said 100%.
All right, man. Awesome. You gotta be on your A game, man, because I did some research before I called you.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
No problem. You have a good one.
All right. So again, when you call a local bank, the customer service is always gonna be very good, very lively, very very like community based. So I like the call, even though he didn't really know like all the details here and there. If I really wanted to dig at it, I would just like, hey, transfer me over to your manager. But since I knew everything basically, I didn't really need to do that. So now, so far, we understand a few things here, right? We have Brio Bank, Vio Bank, and also CFG Community Bank. Now, by far, the CFG Community Bank is the best out there because you only need $25K to get that 2.50%, which is a lot of money, I know, but even if you don't have that money, you still get, well, 2.36% if you don't have that much money. But at that point, I would probably just go with like Vio Bank and just get the 2.42 and just put $100 in there. So there you go, guys. But number 4 and number 5 are kind of like more like my personal favorites. So far, those are the best ones on the market right now. But I'm going to talk to you guys about what I'm using right now and why I'm using what I'm using. So right now, personally, I'm using Wealthfront, and they're offering 2.07%. Now tell me, why are you using one that offers you 2.07% versus the 2.42, the 2.50? Like, why are you doing this to yourself? Well, the answer is this, I chose to stay somewhere that's very competitive like Wealthfront, but now after making these calls, I'll be honest with you, I might switch my money around, but I always want to stay somewhere that's going to be very, competitive, because a lot of times these banks, they offer these rates, but only to get you in the door, and they'll be like, hey, 2.50, but now it's like 1.0, so I always want to make sure that basically they're competitive, and right now, Wealthfront is very competitive. 1 million FDIC insurance, no limits on the withdrawals, no limits on the deposits, and I really like that about the bank, okay? So, there you go. Wealthfront, that's what I'm using for my savings, but now, what's the 5th one? Well, I actually got Vero Money. Vero Money, I'm gonna get it probably within the month, and here's why. They offer you 2.80% as a promotional rate when you have direct deposit and use the card at least like 5 times per month. Now the catch is you can only have up to $50,000 in the account, which is a lot of money still, but 2.80% is a lot higher than any of the ones I mentioned here. Now, Tommy, why are you gonna get Vero and why haven't you gotten it yet? It's because it's a tax reason. I have an LLC. Now I'm gonna have an S Corp, so I'm gonna be able to pay myself a salary and have direct deposit. That way I can actually get Vero Money. So that's the reason right there. So in conclusion, guys, if you ask me, they're all pretty solid except the Brio Bank that didn't really answer the customer service call. So there you go. But comment down below and let me know which one is your favorite and why. Right now, again, I'm looking at CFG. They're pretty solid, not that bad at all. 2.50%, 25K minimum, and if it's not even that, you still offer 2.36%, which is pretty high if you ask me. And on top of that, you get a debit card. Come on. But the catch is you need to go to a branch as you get it, and they only have 3 branches: Annapolis, Baltimore, and Lutherville. I think so, yeah? That's basically it. But comment down below and let me know which one do you like the most, okay, guys? And before I go, as always, like the video. Thank you guys for watching so much. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notified. On top of that, if you want to talk to me one-on-one, just DM me on Instagram at TommyBryson. And before I go, if you want to watch more videos, like for example, why I got SoFi money to actually save money also, well, check this video out right here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, hit my face right here. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and peace.